Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So today's video, I wanted to do a technique I've been seeing a lot of people using lately, and since it's only been a couple of weeks since we did the alcohol inks, actually it was last week, I decided to keep on going. So if you don't have Yupo paper or the specialty cardstock from Ranger, you can basically create your own paper to do your alcohol inks. So we're going to put this aside and we're going to gesso some, this is basil marshmallow, and we're going to find out here. Well, I'm like, oh, so this is dry. So all of my old Art Basics gessos are dried out. They're completely gone. It's a wrap. I did wind up finding some Liquitex in the black. And instead of using the small one, I'm going to grab the larger scraper here and just kind of scrape this on. And I'm going to do half the page with the black gesso and half of it with the white gesso. And if you ever wanted to do something like use it on pattern paper, you could use clear gesso. They do make a clear gesso. What you're trying to do basically is make a surface that your alcohol inks aren't going to just sink into, right? You want the alcohol inks to kind of sit on top. They call it non-porous because your paper is a porous material. That's why your watercolors, your paints, they absorb that liquid, right? And if the paper isn't strong enough, that's when you get really bad warping. You can get peeling. It's just not good, right? So basically what we're doing with the basil marshmallow, it's a stronger paper than just your regular cardstock. However, if we try to put the alcohol inks right on it, they're not going to move. You know, you're not going to be able to like use your air tool, which mine is off to the left there, to kind of spread it around. You know what I mean? So that's why you have to gesso it first. So I'm trying to get to some paper towels so I can clear off a few things. And then we're going to start with the white gesso. Now, with the white gesso, I have Liquitex as well, so I could have used that. But I wound up getting from Michelle from Stamperia. This is a white gesso. Yeah. And I wanted to see what this looks like. So we wind up using the jar gesso instead of the Liquitex. But it's good to know the Liquitex is still, it's working. So that's good to know. Because my jar's dry. I found another one as I was looking through. I will tell you guys this too, because it's one of the things that I've learned. Your mixed media products, if you're not going to be using them readily, like all the time or for a period of time, you're going to want to put press and seal over your lid, like basically like you're resealing it, and then put your lid on top. Because what happens is a lot of these products, it's just like a few twists on the lid. And so it's not really super tight. It's not really giving it where it can have longevity, basically, right? So I would suggest any of your inks that you can, or your gesso, your paste, your anything that you use that you know you're not going to use like until it's empty, get you some press and seal, keep it in your craft room, and use it to cover it up. Now, on the white side, I am using the spatula. I love this tool. I had bought it way before AC Moore closed, and it just worked perfect for this particular project. So once we get everything sort of cleaned up, then we're going to take our heat tool from Ranger, and we're going to go ahead and make sure everything is dry before we start playing with the actual alcohol inks. So I know if you're involved with my little scrapbook store, then you've probably seen, I think Tisa has done something with this, if I'm not mistaken. And I know Gina did a layout on the 19th of April. So if you go back and check out some of the videos that she did, you'll see where she created a layout using basically the same technique. She put gesso all over her card base and then proceeded to make a layout with it. So she saw somebody else who was on Vicky Bouton's team, and I can't remember her name right now, but Gina saw her, I saw Gina, so I was like, you know what? Let's just show another option for people, because not all of us have foundation paper. Not all of us have that specialty Yupo paper. I love Yupo paper because you don't have to do any pre-treating. But the problem with the Yupo paper, the biggest I could find was 9 by 12. And I feel like unless you're going to figure out a way to, like, on the 9 side, either use pattern paper or something to kind of tie it together, then it just, I don't know. I wish they would just make it 12 by 12 and make it so much easier. But this is going to be fun too, you guys. So I'm just heating, you know me, I always heat from the back as well as the front. It helps in molding and trying to like reshape our paper here. And then once everything is dry, we're going to pick out a color scheme. And I wound up doing blue and green. So I'm going to pull out, I want to say it was a blue and a green that's just regular inks. I think one was Citron and, I forget. Oh, yeah, I got them right here. Where's my glasses? While we're looking through here real quick. Yeah, one is, no, this is a pearl. That's a pearl. I think I wound up using more pearls. Yeah, so the alcohol ink in the blue is Pool, and the green is Citrus. I said citrine, but it's citrus. Okay, and then in my pearls, I had out first Envy, and then I wind up pulling out Celestial. And for our mixative, I always have a mixative, whether it be gold, silver. I have a gunmetal, which is what we're going to be using on this one. And then I think there's one more, like silver, I think it is. So I like to use them in with my regular alcohol ink colors because I like how that looks. You don't have to always use a mixative. I like using it. So you're going to see here on the black side, I'm just shaking everything up, making sure anything, especially with the pearls, that all that mixative inside, like mica, is mixed up. So I'm going to lay down some blending solution. And as I'm putting down that one color, I realize, okay, that's not going to work on black. So the regular alcohol inks, they basically work the same way as like regular distress ink compared to oxide ink, right? So on dark colored paper, regular distress inks, you don't see the colors. They blend into the background because it's a dye-based ink, right? Where on oxides, on dark colors, they tend to stand out. So the pearls, because of that mica, it stands out more on the black side. So if I did do black gesso, then you would need to have some pearls, the mixatives, stuff like that. Those will stay vibrant, and you can see it here as we're playing with the color. Now, I do know if you watched Gina's video from the Saturday, I think it was. Yeah, I said Saturday, the 19th. She was trying to use this tool that I'm using right here. Hers wasn't working fully, so she wound up using just a regular straw. Had I had a straw in the room, I would have tested it so that way you guys could have seen. Right now, all I have is this tool, and I've been liking this tool. I like that I can get really thin lines and like have it kind of spread out. And for me, it's like just keep adding color. It creates more sections. So if you feel like an area is just not enough, you can reactivate it, put some blending solution down, add some more color. There's so many layers you can add upon this, you know? But now we're going to go to the right side. Same colors. The only difference is on this one, we are going to be able to use our plain color. So this one is Pool. I like it. It's like a turquoise color. It's really pretty. And then the green, which was Citrus. This one is really nice. And what I like with the pearls, obviously, like when you tilt the paper, you get that that shine, that shimmer. So it's really quite pretty. And then we're just going to keep adding. Now, on the white side, I wind up coloring in most of this page, which is fine. You can do small sections. You could do a large section. It's all in what you want to create. Now, if you don't want to do a scrapbook layout, then you can also use this and cut down card bases out of each side, so that way you can make, however many cards. So you're not just limited to one or the other. You know what I mean? A lot of techniques that we see people use when making cards, a lot of it you can use on layouts and vice versa. All right, so we've gotten our mixative in there. There's this one little area I wanted to add just a little bit more of the pool. I think it's such a really pretty turquoise, and I just want a little bit more of it. And if I find that the stuff isn't moving, I do what I did right there. Add a little bit of blending solution and blow, blow, blow. Whew, okay, I really like how this is turning out. All right, now this one is more of, it's more of the pool as well. And there you go. And you just keep working until you get it to the desired effect that you want. So you can make it small, you can make it large. It doesn't have to be the entire background of a page. If you wanted to use it as a focal image for your projects, you can do that. I really enjoy playing with these, and so it's going to be interesting seeing if I can put together a layout using this same technique with the gesso and then the alcohol inks. I think it just turned out so cute. All right. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I just wanted to show you here, see, you could just add a photo, add some decorations, and it would make for a really beautiful background for your layouts, really and truly. All right, y'all. So, thank you again for joining me. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below, and consider hitting that like and subscribe button. I so appreciate you guys, and I look forward to seeing you with our next video. Have a great one.